Morning guys, it's 14th of November 2020. So I'm just in the section here with the Frill Stencils. We've just had a bit of a clean out. Cleaned all the perches back down again now. You can see the birds are back on the second round. And I actually thought these were going to hatch midweek, these, but they haven't. This one here, one has chipped out this morning and the other one is starting to chip now. So one of them's literally just chipped out within the sort of last half an hour. So there's plenty of time for the other one to come yet. Whilst I was having a bit of a clean around the boxes, etc., the white barcock, as you see, they've moved over from these two nests that they were in the last time round, and they've moved into these two nests now. Now, something I've just noticed actually when I came in the loft, started cleaning out, is I've got a bit of a leak on the roof, and water is somehow finding its way in under those tin sheets, and that roof is a bit on the damp side. There's no wet on the ground or anything, and there's no wet in the nest boxes or anything, so, but that's something we're going to need to watch. We've got the airflow coming up here, and that should hopefully dry that out. It might just be that we've had some really bizarre rain that's been driving in underneath the sheets. I really don't know, but we'll have to keep an eye on that one, guys. Might even have to resheet that at some point. Pull the sheet off and have a look underneath and see what the problem is, and then perhaps put a better sheet or a different sheet on there. So we've got one more youngster just chipped out in here and one chipping now. And the white barcock, they have hatched. I think it was going by the size of them, I think they were probably on, I would think about Thursday they've probably hatched, and both have hatched at the same time this time, and they're actually up a day or two as well, so, and they're looking quite healthy and fine. We'll just have to wait and see how it pans out, whether these survive this time. But one thing I did notice, as I say, this one had got so far up, and it may be that I've just never noticed this damp, and that certainly won't do these pigeons any good in here, guys. At least they're over this side now, where the loft roof is all bone dry. So fingers crossed, and we'll just see how this goes now. I'll just pause you out for now, and then I'll give you a look at the two youngsters we got off on the last nest. Right guys, we're in the other section that was empty, and here you can see the little Allotment hens still in here with them, and you can see the youngsters are up on the perches now. Now you can probably see this youngster here is breathing quite heavily, and I think that might be as a result of the damp. So I've actually just given it half a tablet for respiratory. And I haven't anywhere else I can put these three birds, and as you can see, it's not affecting the older one that's got its immune system established, but you can see the actual Frill Stencil is labouring to breathe. So we've just given it a tablet there, and we've just put some respiratory treatment into the water as well. I'm rather annoyed that this is happening, but it's one of those things and consequences of breeding in winter, I suppose. The nestmate certainly seems to be doing better, however it's labouring very slightly, but not as bad as the Frill Stencil. So as I said, we've given them half a tablet in case it's canker in the back of the throat. If there's a build-up of canker in the back of the throat, that would cause this. So we've given it half a tablet, and as I say, we've put some respiratory medicine in the water as well, and I'm just hoping it isn't too late for this Frill Stencil. We'll give you an update as we go along, guys. Hi guys, welcome to Alan's Allotment. Hope everybody's staying safe, being practical and keeping themselves out of harm's way. If you're new to my channel, please do think about hitting the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. Then hit the little bell icon on the right. That'll alert you every time I put up a new video. Right, so today we came up to the allotment, fed, watered, etc, etc. Went over in the greenhouse, checked on the orange and lemon tree and the peaches, etc, and all seems to be fine. The lowest temperature by the reading on the thermometer is was 6.1. That's the lowest so far. Now, of course, we're a long way to go yet, and we will get some frost at some point, so we still need to keep an eye on the weather, guys. And so far, so good. The plants, since being put outside, from probably grown in some great big heated greenhouse somewhere in a garden centre, seem to have survived the shock. So they're doing all right. They haven't done any leaf drop yet, so that's a bonus. So this morning we just went in. I'm just pottering, guys. I'm just came up, as I say, went over looking in the garden. Had a quick look around over there. Everything's okay. The trees that we planted into the tubs are still standing fine, even in spite of the gales. They seem to be doing okay. Fed and watered the hens, fed and watered the pigeons, topped up the water bottles, etc. Still got some corn to mix up in some of the sheds. But you'll notice there, yeah, really annoyed. The little Frill Stencil seems to be labouring to breathe. As I say, I have given it some medication. Now, I don't medicate birds as a rule, and I can only assume that it's been that damp that came in through the roof on the section, and perhaps that's been leaking longer than I had realised, but I've only actually noticed it and spotted it today. And what's more, I've only just noticed that the bird is actually labouring today when I came up as well. Kenny doesn't actually know anything at all about pigeons other than how to feed and water them, and that's pretty much it, so he wouldn't have been aware that there was anything wrong to alert me earlier. So as a quick fix, we try to get a quarter of a tablet down the back of its neck to see if it has any canker and start working on that, and try and fight that infection if it is canker. But we've also given them a broad spectrum antibiotic as well, which, as I say, I don't like using medicines, but because they're all them three are in that shed on their own now, we can't put even though the Coleman shows no physical symptoms, we can't put her back in the other section just yet. So she'll go through the course of medication as a precaution. And the other, the nestmate to the Frill Stencil, which is also either an F2, which is an F2, and potentially could turn into a Frill Stencil after the molt. Some of them do that. Is also labouring slightly. Now, I don't know what's brought this on, other than, as I say, winter breeding isn't good, and whether it's a genetic defect in one of the breeding pair. I really don't know, and we won't know until we see this next nest and see if we get a similar thing. I'm hoping it's not that, and that it is a one-off, that the shed had just got a bit damp, and as a result have picked some spores up somewhere, but hopefully we can save it and cure it with the medication. So I've just popped in here now. I'm going to have a cup of coffee, and then I'm going to go into the other side and start making a clean out in the big race loft, where I have the early bred youngsters and the last of the stock birds that was in the shed next to me. I think there was 5 birds left that I decided I would keep, and I put those in with the early bred youngsters. So as I said, there's still only about 26 pigeons in that double section, but I'm going to give that another deep clean today while I'm in the mood and got the energy and feeling that way inclined. So we'll get that one done, as it seems to be probably the worst of all of them. As I said, we get several weeks after a clean, but yeah, that one seems to be the worst, or it's getting that way. So I've decided I will give that a clean. The Frill Stencil section got a clean out, obviously, because we'd taken the first round of youngsters off, and you always get a build up of muck once they've finished breeding on the first nest. So we've cleaned all that out, got our back spick and span as best we can, and we'll just see how the second nest do, guys. Right guys, it's starting to get dark. I've probably only got about an hour of daylight left, and it's not really going to be enough time for to do the other sections, but you can see I've brought up the little electric power washer now, and I've made up a lead for it, a water lead, and I've just disconnected the tap from here that I fill the watering cans with, and we've had the generator out. Believe it or not, it was easier pulling the generator out and using the electric one than it was lugging the petrol pressure washer out. And as you know, we damaged the lance on that, and I have bought a new one for it. I've put it down somewhere and I don't know where it's at, but never mind, there we go. So we got one section cleaned out anyways, guys. So we got the Frill Stencils done, and we've got this section in here done as well, all bottomed out with new shavings and everything, completely bottomed out, pressure wash all the floor, and all the perches are all done again. I was hoping to get the other side done as well, but that's not going to happen today. So I'm just going to put all the equipment away, and it looks like it's threatening to rain as well, so I'm going to put the equipment away, and by the time I've done all that and had a cup of tea, a cup of coffee even, it'll be pretty much ready for going home anyways. So tomorrow we'll come up, and if it's not hoying it down, we'll set up the generator again and the pressure washer, and then we'll go through into the other side there, and we'll get that other section. We'll just chase them all out into the aviary, and we'll get all that lifted up as well, and we'll get that one all bottomed out, and that'll be this loft again, good for another 4 weeks or so. Right, just a bit of a quick update, guys. See you later. Right guys, right, okay, so giving you a final roundup. The light isn't brilliant, as you can see. The dark beat me. It is still sort of, looks to be light, high up in the cloud, high up in the sky there, but it's you can see how dark it is. I've got the lights on in the car, so hopefully this you can see me okay in here. Right, bit of a roundup, guys. Yeah, really disappointed about the Frill Stencil. Hopefully we've caught it just in the nick of time. We'll give it the tablet. It'll get another one tomorrow if it's still alive. I'm really hoping that's the case. And the sad part is I don't know how long it's been like that. It could have been like that from about Tuesday or something like that. It's hanging on, so fingers crossed we've got the tablet down just in time, and the medication in the water. So even with me not being there, the medication in the water should hopefully, if it's a respiratory infection, then that will, the broad spectrum antibiotic will clear that up. And if it turns out that it's the canker in the back of the throat, I did have a look in the throat and I couldn't see any obvious signs. Normally you get a yellow pus in the back of the throat if there's canker. However, if it's further down and you can't see, it could be obstructing the airways. That tablet will start to dissolve that and kill the canker, if it turns out that that's what it is. I'm really beginning to think now, I said on an earlier video when I got that white checker, Frill Stencil, that I got it for a bargain price. Maybe when you get things for bargain prices, this is the price you pay. I don't know. And I'm saying that, I really don't know, guys. We'll wait and see how the second nest comes out. And it might not even be the checker that's at fault. It could be the actual black hen that it's paid to. However, I've had a youngster off that black hen, paired with a red cock earlier in the year, which was an unintentional youngster, and it was perfectly fine and healthy, so we can assume the hen's fine. And it may be that the cock is fine as well, and it's the damp air that's got the better of them, because they're only young birds. And the fact that the both of them have respiratory, or appear to be have respiratory or canker, is really, really strange. But it's that time of year as well, guys. It's not a good time to breed, and I know that, but I really didn't think this was going to happen. It can't be the section that they're in either, because I've had birds in that section hundreds of times and I've never encountered anything like this in that section. So it isn't anything to do with the layout in that in the quarters where they are. However, if they picked this up early doors in the other section where it is leaking in and the floor's all getting damp, that is a possibility. They've had it longer than I realised, and it's only developing now. Anyways guys, that's it for today. Stay tuned and stay with me and follow me along. If you're new to this channel, please do think about hitting the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. Then hit the little bell icon on the right, and that'll alert you every time I put up a new video. For now guys, stay safe, be practical, and keep yourselves out of harm's way. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching guys.